All right, students. So today's lesson is introductory speech. Now this is the first lesson in second week. Okay. So although introductory speech for this class is, you know, uh, kind of prepared for a better introduction of the students to the teacher, and also it helps the teacher to evaluate or assess or understand the speaking skills of the students. But in addition to that, an introductory speech is used at various other platforms too. Now, for example, if you join a new company when you are a professional, it is very often that you are asked to introduce yourself to your colleagues in a formal meeting. Or sometimes you are kind of invited on stage to introduce yourself, okay, to a larger group of people. All right. Or sometimes you are in an interview and you are asked to introduce yourself in first 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. So introductory speech has many uses in the real life as well, in your real professional life. Okay. So that is why introductory speech is an important component of communication. All right. So you are required to present a speech, make a speech in the next class. Okay. So when you prepare the speech, you have to keep following guidelines in your mind. Okay. So let's begin the lesson. So there is no grade for this activity as such. It is an ungraded activity, but it is a required activity. Your speech has to be 1 to 2 minutes length, and it's going to be an oral speech. You won't use any PowerPoint presentation. All right, and you should be giving to your teacher in the next class before the speech typed outline of the speech as well. So before you make the speech, please give to me the typed outline. How to write the outline, we will talk about it in a minute. So today's lesson, which is the speech, that has following three objectives. It will help students and instructors to become acquainted with each other, and then it offers a low stress opportunity for students to test their public speaking skills. Okay, so there is no grade attached to it, so that you should feel confident in speaking. And also this activity will allow instructor to form some idea of your individual speaking skills. Okay, so let's go into the details of the activity itself. What will you do when you do the introductory speech activity in the next class? One, you will select a picture that means something to you or says something about you. Don't just pick something you think the class will like. So you have to find out, you have to choose a picture and bring that picture in class. Choose the picture on this basis that it either should say something which is very important for you, or it should say something about you. Okay, so the picture doesn't have to be your picture. You don't have to be in the picture. Okay, but you can be in the picture as well. Okay, but that picture should carry some meaning for you, some emotional appeal or some intellectual appeal. Okay, or maybe should carry some inspiration for you. Okay, for example, it can be a picture where you are pictured with a famous personality, maybe with Abdustar Edhi, okay, or it could be a picture which was taken at a place that you like a lot, maybe the mausoleum of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah in Karachi, okay, and you have lot of respect and value for the Quaid-e-Azam, okay, and you want to talk about that, okay, a picture which has lot of meaning for you. All right, so choose that picture and bring that picture in class for this activity. The picture is part of the activity. So that is the first thing. The second thing, you need to write down a thesis. What is a thesis? Thesis is a claim that you make. What kind of claim? A claim about yourself, about your personality, and a claim about the picture. You need to explain how the picture illustrates something about you or something you believe in. You should develop your thesis in two parts. The first part is where you describe the picture, and in the second part you explain why this picture describes something about you or your ideas. So for example, if you took a picture where you have been pictured with Abdustar Edhi, first of all you will describe the picture. You will say, this is the picture where I have been pictured with Abdustar Edhi at this place at this particular time. This is description of the picture. But then you need to state a thesis, a claim about yourself. A claim can be something like this. You might say, I strongly believe in philanthropy. I am a believer in philanthropy. Not all people are, some are, okay? But when you say that I strongly believe in philanthropy, I believe in helping people out, I believe in love for humanity, that is a claim that you are making based upon this picture. And then you need to support that claim later on in the next step. So you need to write a thoughtful introduction, your introduction. You need to write it down so that you should be able to make a speech in the class. So when you write down the introduction, write a thesis or a claim about yourself, and then in addition to a thesis statement, the introduction should include your name and a preview of the main points of your speech. So you should tell in the introduction about your personality in such a manner that everything that you tell, it should support the thesis or claim you made about yourself right in the beginning. Okay, so there are many things about your personality which we can talk about. There are countless things, but for the sake of this small speech of 1 to 2 minutes, you are picking just one quality of yourself. One quality which is visible in the picture as well. And then you need to support your claim about that particular quality. Okay, so you might have a picture maybe with a military leader, and your claim is that I am a patriot. You might have a picture with a famous politician, an upright politician, an honest politician, and your claim might be that I believe in honesty in politics. Alright? But then you have to support that thesis with the help of more information, with the help of the main points of your speech. So the main points will be the points which will support that thesis. For example, you can say the first point that you can have is after the thesis statement. The first point you can have is that I have been arranging fundraisers to help the street children. Okay, so when you describe those fundraisers, I visited some remote areas of Sindh or visited some remote areas of the Punjab, and I organized a fundraiser where I sold food. Okay, and the money that I earned out of it, I used that money to provide warm clothes to the street children. What you are doing, you are supporting with the help of this main point, you are supporting the thesis about yourself. And your thesis was that I am a philanthropist and I believe in love for humanity. Okay, so each one of you will have a unique thesis statement and a claim about yourself. Each one of you will have a different picture. Alright? Therefore, each one of you will have different main points to support your thesis statement about yourself. Alright? So let's move on. So basically you have to summarize the meaning of the picture to you for us throughout the speech. And do not just say the points randomly, rather organize them, organize those points in a thoughtful manner. And move through the points in such a manner that your audience should be able to see or observe the clear transitions from one point to another. Okay, so for example, you might say, I am Waqar Azim and I have brought this picture where I have been pictured with Abdustar Edi. This picture was taken in 2010 in Karachi. That is the time when I visited Karachi and I wanted to organize a fundraiser, and Abdustar Edi was the chief guest over there. Okay, so this is all example that I am giving you. Okay, and then you say, I have organized many other fundraisers. The first fundraiser I organized was at a Kachi Abadi in Lahore. The second fundraiser I organized was in Kasur. And the third fundraiser I organized was in Shehupura. Okay. Now, are you observing that I am using this expression first, second, third? These are called transitions. You are organizing your introduction in a systematic manner so that your audience can follow what you are saying and your audience can remember that. Okay, so one of the audience that you have, your classmates, should be able to remember what you are saying. Okay, so when you say first point, second point, third point, these are transitions. You are moving from one point to another. If you don't use such transitions from one point to another, then the audience will believe that probably you have only one thing to share. But that is not the case. You have three things to share. So first thing, second thing, third thing. Some people use other expressions for transitions. So instead of saying first thing, second thing, third thing, they say first I went for a fundraiser to a particular place, and then I went to a different place, and later on I went to a third place. Okay, so first, then, and later on are also transitions. Okay, so you should have very clear transitions between the points that you are making. Okay, and each point should give the reason this picture is supporting your thesis. Okay, so keep referring to picture over and over again. For each point that you describe, it should have relevance to that picture. Okay, so if the picture is about Abdustar Edhi, then each point should be about what? About philanthropy. Because that is what Abdustar Edhi stands for. Alright? If you have a picture at, at the mausoleum of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, then every point you should have should be about the personality of the Qaid. Okay, how you are impressed by that personality, or maybe some of the characteristics of the Quaid-e-Azam. Maybe about political leadership. You might say that he was an upright politician, a courageous politician, and I am myself a political activist. Okay, so I organized a rally. Okay, things of that kind. So you should relate everything with that. Otherwise, it won't make any sense. All right? You might have a picture with a scientist, or at a place where there is a big scientific lab. Okay? If that is the case, then you might have a claim like this: I love science. Okay? You might have a picture with Bill Gates. What does it mean? What do you love? If you have a picture with Bill Gates, what does that mean? Where is your interest? In computer sciences? In IT maybe? Alright, so these are just examples, okay? And as I said, you don't necessarily have to be in the picture. Okay, it might be a picture of any of your, great grandfather, maybe your great grandfather participated in the freedom movement, or something of that, something which you think is extraordinary or unusual, and you want to talk about that. You can bring that. Finally, conclude with a summary of your main points. You have to sum up everything at the end. Do not just say first point, second point, third point, and then simply walk away. No. Conclude it with the final statement. Okay? Sum up those points and then make an interesting final statement about them. So an interesting final statement could be, something like, if you're talking about philanthropy, you might say at the end, I know that as an individual, I cannot make any big contribution. I only make very little efforts. But I believe that very little efforts put together can create a better world. Okay, so go away with a final statement which is a little impressive, little catchy, little memorable for the audience. So that when you leave the stage, you should leave some lasting impression on the minds of your listeners. All right? So this speech should be extemporaneously. That means that you should not read from the paper. Okay? You should rather deliver the speech without looking at the paper. Only you can keep keyword outline with you, which you can have a look at. You should have the words written on a piece of paper, and then you can look at those points. So basically, in the introductory speech, I have told you that for the introductory speech, you have to prepare a speech beginning with the picture. Choose a picture that has special meaning for you, which is close to your heart, okay, which inspires you, okay, or which is about a very important moment of your life, okay. Take that picture, bring that picture in class and show that to us. And then you should have a thesis statement about that picture and a thesis statement actually about you based upon that picture. After the thesis statement, you should introduce in little more detail the thesis statement itself. That is, you need to support that thesis statement with a few main points. And in the main points, tell the actual things that you have done or you plan to do. After you have made the main points, then you should make a concluding statement. The concluding statement should be an impressive, touchy a catchy statement. When you move through all these parts of the speech, please use transitions. Okay, use expressions like first, then, later on, consequently, as a result, therefore. These all of these words are transitions. Use them throughout your speech so that we know where you are in your speech. Okay, and deliver this speech extemporaneously. That means do not read from the paper. Okay, so this is the end of the lesson. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Yes, please.
We have to submit the speech before the class review.
So basically, you will make this speech in class. That is one thing. But you have to give me the paper, written paper, okay, where you have written the keywords. You have to give that to me before the speech. Okay. Now we have to do a small activity right now that will help you more in that. Give me a second.